A viral TikTok trend about food stamps and government assistance is now turning into a harsh reality check for several creators who openly bragged online about beating the system.
My kids have not eaten in 5 days. It is the taxpayer's responsibility to take care of my kids.
Trump done cut them food stamps off.
If you're poor, don't have kids, okay? If you're struggling, don't have kids. Don't bring more in. If you already have them, that's another situation. If you don't have them, don't bring any in. And if you have two, don't go having another one. If you have one, don't go having two more.
So they say 2 million is getting cut off this month for the stamps. I'm about to go find out if I'm in that number, in that ratio.
It's been day 5 and I have not received no food stamps. My disability checks is on hold. My cash benefit.
One woman admitted she lied to qualify for food stamps by pretending to be homeless, unemployed, and abandoned by her family while secretly living comfortably in a 3-bedroom home.
Called me and said, ma'am, I said, yes, ma'am. She gonna say, what's your address? I said, ma'am, I don't have no address. I've been homeless for 3, 4 or 5 months. I have nothing. My family won't let me stay with them, ma'am. I'm starving. While I'm kicked back in a fucking 3-bedroom and everything, living lovely. Then she gonna say, ma'am, what's your job title? I say, ma'am, they won't hire me anywhere. I don't have no job. I've been putting application after application. It's just like nothing work. Yeah, that lady was on the phone. She said, ma'am, I'm so sorry for all of this that you're going through. She said, we just shipped your card out. You should have about $1,000 on your card from last month and this month, and your balance and your payment every month is gonna be $300.
That I got on TikTok telling y'all about the food stamps. Do y'all remember that time I got on here and told y'all about the food stamps? Why the fuck did they turn my food stamps off? And I gotta pay back $35,000. They turned my food stamp off and I gotta pay back $35,000. They're aggravated because how y'all didn't know I was playing on here? Y'all just running with but them really turned my goddamn food stamps off and I have to pay them back $35,000. I don't know where the hell I'm gonna get $35,000 from, but I have to pay them back. So y'all, watch what y'all put on the internet because everything is not for the internet.
According to her, the state eventually caught up to her after the videos spread online, cutting off her benefits and demanding she repay nearly $35,000. Shocked and frustrated,
y'all talk too much of y'all damn business on this app. They had a lady that went to jail from telling people she received food stamps and how she was beating the system. A lady made that video. Y'all could correct me. I don't know if the police came to her house later on that day or the next day, but she went to jail. And she owed $35,000. We'll go over 2 things in this video. One, y'all, when I say oversharing your personal business never got nobody nowhere. But oversharing personal business that could put you under the jail is really, it really upsets me because it's unnecessary and you're signing yourself up for stress. You could do jail time. Now you got to pay all this money back. And I know now that she did make the mistake, but some stuff is done and you can't undo it. So you have to be careful. Another thing that is trending, we've been talking about food stamps. That's what's been coming up on my For You page about Trump supposed to be cutting this and cutting it. And I seen a young lady crying. Baby, it's not the end of the world. If plan A don't work, you go to B. You still got to figure out a way to feed your children. You are responsible for those mouths. So getting on here crying and everybody is not on this internet meaning you well. Somebody laughing at you crying into the internet, that's not going to help. People on here want to go back and forth with you in the comments. They got mean people, they got jealous people, envy people, all the above. Talk to God about your situation and think about what could you do to make your situation better. It is what it is. We cannot get upset and angry over things we do not have no power over. Okay? But remember, God is still God. All right? I just don't, those are the things I don't like to see. You know what I'm saying? Only, and I'm going to say this, and I don't know if I said this, only the strong will survive. Okay? So I'm going to wrap this up. Hugs and love. Y'all be blessed. J-Lo, stop oversharing your business, especially things that could put you in jail on this app. Again, hugs and love, J-Lo.
The same people who protested against the Republican Party want us to pay for their Thanksgiving.
Did that Kool-Aid make you think that most food stamp recipients are Democrats? There's actually a disproportionate usage of food stamps in Republican-leaning counties. In fact, a 2024 study showed that of the 2,000 plus counties that had an increase in food stamp usage, over 78% of those counties favored Trump in the 2020 election. In fact, why don't you go and look at the counties with the highest number of food stamp recipients and see how they voted in the last election.
She later warned others to stop oversharing illegal activity on the internet because social media can quickly become evidence against you.
We're a family of 7. The best thing about it is when the food stamps hit. $2,500 each month isn't
Oh look, the mom with 7 kids that gets $2,500 a month in EBT. Let's see how she's doing.
The Department of Children and Family literally just called me. I just got off the phone with them and they are taking away all my benefits.
Oh no, I wonder why they're taking away your benefits that you bragged about getting online and plan to have another child and lean more into government-assisted aid. Let's find out.
Thanks to you guys.
Thanks to us, now we can't take the credit when you were the star of the show that bragged about it online.
All they told me was that a lot of people sent in my videos and a lot of people were calling, telling them to take a look at my page.
Oh, not the American taxpayers calling DCF and telling them that a mom is abusing government-assisted aid and planning on having more kids to get more money. Oh no, when you were the one that put that out there? Shocker.
After they reviewed my case, they decided to take the stamps away from me.
Oh no, if it isn't the consequences of your own actions by bragging about it online to social media.
What you guys did is really, really messed up because my 7 children need it.
Oh no, now you have to go get a job and pay for things yourself and provide for your family.
This message is for all the people that are complaining that they're not getting their food stamps for November. What did you do with October's food stamp money?
They spent it in October. I am truly convinced that these people are the dumbest people on planet Earth. What did you mean? What did you do with your October food stamps? And you're supposed to save it for November. What am I supposed to eat in October? I spent about $400 just to go shopping for me and my wife at Walmart, and that lasts maybe 3 weeks. You can double that for just 1 kid. Please tell me, explain to me where in that scenario can I afford to save for an entire month of food stamps? Y'all talking about the children having brain rot. I think the true brain rot is in these older Republicans. This isn't the 1980s. This isn't even the 2000s. Hell, this ain't even the 2010s. The longer she's talking, the worse her taste gets. She's talking about how people are buying processed food. Ma'am, you're eating processed food. Let me break this down to you as well. If I go buy some frozen chicken nuggets for $10, that is cheaper than buying the actual chicken, turning around to buy the actual oil, turning around to buy the actual flour, turning around to buy the actual seasonings, and then still having to cook it. And I actually went to go research this. If I have these chicken nuggets, these are the chicken nuggets that I buy. They're very expensive for a pre-packaged, pre-made chicken nuggets. If I were to try to cook this from scratch, I would need to buy $7 worth of chicken, $2.50 for the flour, $3.50 for the oil, and that's assuming that I have the seasonings at home. And if you can't do math, which I don't think you can, that's $13 before tax for the same price of chicken nuggets that I could have bought pre-packaged. And after tax, that's $14. That's double the price that I would have paid for the pre-packaged chicken nuggets. Yes, I am convinced that they are the stupidest people on earth. Let me know what y'all think. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
The impact of last year's sweeping cuts to food stamps are starting to be felt across the country, including at this food pantry I'm at today in Phoenix. They have seen a surge in demand after hundreds of thousands of people in Arizona have lost their food stamp benefits because of new requirements and changes in documentation people have to submit under this new law. I have talked to dozens of people who have been coming through food banks in Arizona. Many of them should still be eligible for food stamp benefits because of how low their income is, because they're seniors, because they have young children at home, or they're disabled.
Because of my heart, I can only eat certain foods. I can't do that if I don't get food stamps.
As a result, people are flooding into food banks like this one that is seeing record demand of people seeking a box of groceries to try and get them through a period of time.
So we've worked really hard to fill the gap for folks as they need more help. But the reality is, St. Mary's Food Bank and the other partners that we have across the state, we can only fill a small portion of that gap.
As a result, people told me They're eating less healthy. They're having to give their kids processed food and fewer vegetables and packaged snacks that they would not like to be giving their kids, but they feel they are forced to because that's all they can afford or that's all they're able to get at a food pantry like this one.
Breaking news, the Republicans are planning to cut Medicaid, to cut food stamps, to fund the extension of the Trump tax cuts for the very wealthy. This is just wrong. We should not be taking away a parent's ability to provide healthy food for their kids, to feed tax cuts for the very rich. We should not take away a parent's ability to have a doctor for their kids because we want to give more tax cuts to the wealthiest. It's time to stand up for food stamps and for Medicaid.
The viral situation has now sparked a wider debate online about welfare fraud, government assistance abuse, and the dangers of oversharing personal information on social media.
Trump said for everybody who's been making $35,000 and above now qualify for food stamps. But get this twist, y'all. Get this twist. You have to be on housing or Section 8 in order to get food stamps now when you fill out your application. I don't know why they making it like that. I think it's because a lot of people filling out these applications and lying on their applications. Dude, if you ain't in a position where you need food stamps, stop lying on your application. For all y'all out here lying about y'all, oh, I need help. If you don't need help, you don't need help. Get out the way. Let somebody who needs the help receive it. But they said if you are not on Section 8 or housing, you will not be able to receive SNAP benefits from here on out. Now, what I need y'all to do is type in the comments, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all believe, because I believe that if a person is struggling, they deserve to be helped. But if all y'all out here living in them big nice houses and all that, y'all don't need no damn food stamps. Stop living beyond your means.
So Trump and his administration has passed a bill to where junk food can't be bought with EBT. And hey, don't get me wrong. I understand a lot of people do abuse it. That's understandable. Here is the thing. To eat healthy and organic is very expensive. So if you got a family that only get $500 and you want them to eat organic and healthy, they're not going to get a lot of food that lasts them throughout the month because the prices are so expensive. So if they're going to do that, I think they need to go after these companies that are charging an arm and a leg for organic or healthy food. Like, that's crazy. To be healthy, it costs so much. Even when we go to the store, a bottle of water, $4, $5 for a bottle of water. Water should be a bottle of water, like single bottle of water, should be like 50 cents because it's healthy. But then you can go outside of Walmart and get a can of soda for 50 cents. And then they wonder why Americans are big and Americans are unhealthy and America's like, it's a lot of fat people over here compared to other countries, because other countries, food and produce are like damn near organic. It's like, you know what I'm saying, way fresher and healthier than our food. But I'm gonna mind my business on that.
Okay, so I was looking at a YouTube video a while ago, and they said that the Trump administration is going to crack down on what people can buy with food stamps, and also they're gonna crack down on the budget. I'm gonna say this is my opinion, and I ain't finna cut nobody's feelings and nothing in this. If you are disabled, meaning that you are unable to work, you're on SSI or whatever, you are in poverty level, you deserve to get food stamps or some kind of supplement to your income so that you can help buy food, because food is high. Number two, if you're one of these girls out here that's having babies every year or every 2 years and say that you are building a family and you are still classified as at the poverty level, meaning that you are getting federal assistance for your housing, meaning HUD, you are getting child support, you're getting child care vouchers and all of that shit so your kids can actually go to school. You're getting $1,000 to $1,500 a month in federal food stamps so that you can feed your kids, and you lay around on your ass and on your back every day and suck and fuck and keep mess up and stroll on the internet on your free Wi-Fi. I want you to know that I don't give a damn. And it's, oh, well, what about the children? These people didn't even care about their own children. For one, you're already poor. You're already in poverty. Why do you keep on having kids? They have free child family planning. They have free birth control, free condoms at the health department, and y'all still keep having babies so y'all can lock down a man or so y'all can stay on federal assistance. I don't give a motherfucker if they cut you down to $50 a month. Your ass should work 4 jobs to feed them kids. That'll stop your ass from having all them children knowing you can't fucking feed them. And they say, well, if they give us food stamps, they should not be able to tell us what to buy with that, and my children ain't gonna eat that. Your children have been programmed to eat junk because you don't cook. Your children have been programmed to go in there and eat Hot Pockets for breakfast and Cheerios and sweet cereal and all that bull that's later on going to give them heart disease and diabetes. And then you want to know why they act like they ain't in their right mind, jumping all over, because it's the proper foods that you're not giving your kids. If you're going to get federal assistance, meaning that you're going to get money from the government, meaning the taxpayers' money, they should have a choice in what you are feeding your family. And if you don't want to do that, then you should get off your lazy ass and get you a job. That's my opinion. Don't shoot the messenger.
Critics argue that publicly bragging about exploiting assistance programs damages public trust and hurts families who genuinely rely on those benefits to survive.
She said somebody took my cash off my EBT and they did not give it back. I got 3 kids. Yes, ma'am. They not giving it back either. They said that since December 20th, that was the last day for a month to get a refund from them. Anything after December 20th, they are not refunded. And I'ma just really tell y'all what's up with that. I'ma hate to say this, cause I'm really not against any nation. I'm not against migration. I'm not against any immigrants. I'm not against any of that. However, I do feel like because they ran the bag up with them people, I seen for myself, okay? I ain't talking about no third party shit. I ain't talking about what a motherfucker told me, what a motherfucker said, what I heard. I seen for myself. Right here, a lady coming out of motherfucking California, 71st in California at that motherfucking gas station. One of the Venezuelans left her motherfucking receipt on the counter. I said, ma'am, you left your receipt. You want your receipt? She said, no, I don't need it. I looked at the motherfucking receipt. This lady had $2,500 in cash on her card. She had about $3,000 in food stamps. And she had her baby wrapped on her back. She was getting a drink. And this lady was also selling candy. That's the first one I saw. The second one I saw was at the 71st Candy Warehouse. This lady left her receipt up there. And me and the cashier was like, damn. She had like $3,000 in cash. And like $2,000 in stamps. So this is why our shit is getting taken. And they don't have no funds to reimburse us back. They don't have no money to reimburse us. You know why? Because when all the immigrants came in, because Illinois is a safe haven state.
The difference is Republicans measure success by how many families no longer need government aid, and Democrats measure success by how many families are receiving it. Like Republicans see government programs like food stamps and housing assistance as a pathway, like a temporary stop meant to help people get back on their feet and become independent again. Democrats see those same programs as the goal. To them, success means enrolling more and more people in government programs, not helping them get off of them. That difference in goals is exactly why welfare reform never goes anywhere, because you can't work together when you're walking in opposite directions. One side wants citizens who can stand on their own 2 feet, and the other wants citizens who will always need the government to hold them up. Personally, as a Republican, I don't believe in big government because I believe that a government that is big enough to give you anything that you want is also big enough to take those things away from you.
What's going on, everybody? So the other day I posted a video which I feel like a lot of people took a different way. It was about food stamps and the cuts. Now, here's a little backstory. What triggered me making that video was I saw on Facebook right beforehand 2 different people in community groups trying to sell their food stamps for cash. That right there pisses me off. the misuse of them, not the use of them. I know fraudulent cases take up like 1% of all that use them or are granted them. But over all the users, that 1% comes out to about 417,000 people. We need to be able to weed out that 1%. Take that money and redistribute it so the people that actually need it get more. Like the disabled, the elderly, the veterans, the military families. And for all those that say, oh, but we send all this money overseas, guess what? I don't agree with that. We need to keep that money here, take care of all of our people before we take care of others. So I really hope that this put a little bit of clarification to all those who were snapping on me, even though I did write in the video description that my comments were strictly for the food stamp scammers. So everything I said in the video was strictly towards the scammers. But, you know, people don't want to hear that. They just want to be the first ones to jump down your throat over anything.
Others believe social media users are becoming too comfortable exposing illegal or questionable behavior online without realizing the potential legal consequences.
Good morning, everybody. You know, for the people that talk down on people that have like Medicaid or that are in Section 8 and stuff like that, y'all really just be bitter because y'all not the ones that's on it, you know? And y'all don't really know people's situations or how people are living or why they need these type of programs and stuff like that. So I think that is really, really messed up, inhumane, and cold-hearted for y'all to sit there and say like, oh, well, Trump, he needs to cut Medicaid and Section 8 because these people are just abusing the system, this, that, and the third. But y'all don't think about, you know, being in somebody else's shoes, you know what I'm saying? Until something, God forbid, something bad happens to you, and now you're in their shoes and stuff like that, and now you're crying out for help. You know what I'm saying? You got to be really, really careful about the things that y'all say about people and the things that y'all wish upon people, because you wouldn't want to be in that situation, you know. So y'all need to have a little bit of, y'all need to learn to have a little bit of empathy, you know, when it comes down to stuff like that. Talking about some, oh, well, money's coming out of my paycheck to pay for all these things. And money comes out of your paycheck to pay for a lot of, y'all don't really know how these type of things will affect the economy and stuff like that, you know? Y'all just think that, oh, it won't affect me if he cuts people from Section 8 and Medicaid and this, that, and the third. You know, y'all got to be real, real careful about the things that y'all say.
Owsley County, Kentucky has one of the highest rates of food stamp enrollment in America. It is 98.7% white and overwhelmingly Republican. Remember this when you hear someone on the right wing say that food stamps are only for liberals and welfare queens in the big city.
At the same time, discussions surrounding food stamps and public assistance have intensified politically, especially as rumors continue spreading online about possible cuts to government aid programs.
I am personally glad that some of you are getting cut off from your food stamps next month, because now you get to live like the rest of us who aren't getting handouts. Why is that the overwhelming response I'm starting to see on my FYP as we're finding out that food stamps are going to be cut off for next month? When people cheer on EBT or government assistance being cut off, they're missing the real issue. The question isn't who deserves to struggle more. It's why do so many Americans need to be on EBT or government assistance to survive? And even more importantly, why isn't our government system doing more for every single person to thrive and live with dignity, instead of making it to where we're just barely getting by? Millions of people in this country are hard working, yet they're still living paycheck to paycheck or living off of government assistance to make ends meet. That is not a reflection of the people failing. That is a reflection of their government system failing them. Instead of turning against each other in these times, we should be demanding better from our politicians. Bottom line is, our government system should be working for all of us, whether you're lower, middle, or working class.
Videos of people reacting emotionally to the possibility of losing benefits have also gone viral, with many users expressing fear about how they will continue supporting their families.
Trump has cut my food stamps down from $2,800 down to $350. Okay, my previous video of me trying to expose all this corruption going on in the Trump administration, I got nothing but a bunch of hate for it. Everybody telling me go get a job, go do this. You know, I'm lazy, I'm useless. But at the end of the day, none of you guys know my situation. Okay, most of you guys have never been probably lower class or ever been poor or ever been through any kind of rough situations. Okay, and most of you probably don't got 5 kids, and I've got 1 on the way. That's the issue. And if I need some help from the government, then what's the issue of me getting some fucking help? I mean, that's the big thing here, is like everybody's always talking about, oh yeah, we need to help the lower class, but now that I'm getting help, and then it literally all gets taken away. Now everybody's got a problem with it, and it literally makes absolutely no sense. Makes no fucking sense, man. And I seriously, I mean, I'm not even sure what I was trying to get out of that last video, other than just trying to expose all this corruption going on. But I don't know. I mean, it's I don't know. It's stupid.
I heard a lot of creators come on this app and talk about food stamps, but one of the things that people are not highlighting that I want to bring light to about food stamps is that the system is flawed. And I can say this, I used to be on food stamps for many years straight out of college. The system is flawed in a sense of, if you work 2 or 3 jobs to keep your family afloat, your kids afloat, they will deny you for food stamps. They're essentially saying, oh, you make enough, but the only reason I make enough is because I am trying to work multiple jobs to make enough. But someone who has absolutely nothing, no job, no anything, and they're capable, they're not handicapped, they're not old, no disability, they're capable, they will give them food stamps. So then what a lot of people started doing, at least in the community I was raised, they wouldn't work. They figured, if I can get $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 of food stamps instead of working $7.25 an hour at McDonald's, I prefer to stay at home and do nothing to get food stamps. Somebody needs to go to the deep root of the food stamp system. Give those people who are trying to keep their family afloat, the people who are working but barely making it, give those people food stamps. That way, people won't feel the need to quit their jobs in order to remain on food stamps. It's a resource to help you get out of the system. It is not supposed to cripple you into staying into the system forever. And that is what's happening. People are realizing they're not going to get absolutely no help if they actually try. So they're like, why try? We need to get to the root of the issue. And the root of the issue is that the system is flawed.
Meanwhile, others online argue that social media has created a culture where people overshare sensitive financial and personal information for views, attention, and internet clout, sometimes leading to real-world consequences once authorities or investigators become involved.